how did you grow up? What was your time like growing up, et cetera, et cetera?
I mean, shit, that's a hard, tough topic to discuss. Definitely not an easy life. Family's pretty poor. Mom and dad were always separate. Dad wasn't around, or my mom wasn't around. I never had both parents at the same time, so that was kind of annoying. Um, and then like both my parents are also drug addicts, to throw that in there. Like at the beginning, like when I was born, and then like my dad continued to do so, and then my mom just switched to alcohol, and now she's sober for the last almost 2 years. Maybe it's over 2 years now,
Good
two
for
and a
her.
half. Yeah, very good for her. Very proud of her. She's doing very well. Dad, not so, whatever. So that was definitely not the easiest. Definitely used video games as an escape. Was really good at school, but I didn't go. I just did not really like going that much. Not really the best student, so to speak, but I was good at school. So definitely a very unique upbringing. I emancipated myself when I was 15, 16.
What does that mean?
Basically, emancipation is putting yourself into the foster care system. Because home life.
How do you know how to do that at 15 years old?
I've always been pretty smart and mature. I had to mature really young. I was around parents doing cocaine on the counter. It is what it is. Like you can, blur the cocaine out, but it is what it is. And I just had to mature really fast. And I've always been very blessed, intellectually when it comes to school, and maybe not so much in other aspects. But I'm okay with that because
What other
it helped
aspects?
me. I probably lack a lot of emotional development. Empathy is pretty hard for me with strangers, but I'm getting better at that. But I don't really have like deep emotions. It's just like very like surface level, like happy or sad.
Yeah.
Because like I always just see it as, oh, gotta move on to the next thing. Like I lose in COD, it's whatever. It's another day. I just move on. Like of course I'm pissed. I always want to win. I want to be the best. But you have to accept everything for what it is for today, and then appreciate tomorrow as today again. That's how I see it. Every day's a new day.
Very mature.
I've tried to be.
That's a very mature mentality, and maybe a superpower even in some cases, definitely. All right, please continue. That's I didn't know this.
So I emancipated myself, and then I moved in with the Zgars, as I call them. I still live with them today. They're a lovely family. Very close with them. 3 other brothers in their family, mom, dad, yeah. And then with my like actual family, I have a half brother. Like with my mom, he is 11 years old, about to be 12 this year. But regardless of the fact, I have a little brother, a little half brother. He's 11 years old, and then we share a mom, but he has a different dad. And like he's all good, so I wasn't super stressed out when I became emancipated because I knew that he was taken care of.
Okay.
And then I went through that whole process, got a lot of help from my school, a lot of teachers, counselors. They helped me a lot in terms of like college, figuring out living, helping me just get stuff in general, so like my college life would be easier. And I guess now I'm here a couple years later, doing this damn podcast, so it's pretty damn dope.
That's great. So upon emancipating yourself, so walk me through that. You're 14 years old and you are
right after Infinite Warfare.
Yeah.
Basically.
So how old were you?
I was 14, 15. Like, because I played throughout all the jetpacks despite the 18 plus rule.
Yeah.
But then all the stuff started happening a little more. It started to flare up a little more aggressively, so to speak. So I had to like step away for 2 years. Like I didn't touch COD completely during World War II, BO4. I didn't even pick up a controller. Like,
you didn't miss anything.
Didn't play any video games. Maybe BO4. It was pretty cool to watch.
Oh, Black Ops 4. Yeah, of course.
World War II.
Nah, not my thing. Even though I do come from that era. So you're 14 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You have just made your list of people that you beat, right, or that are now pros, and you see your family life becoming a little bit, or maybe not a little bit. I don't want to diminish the seriousness of it, but you start to realize that is not where you want to be, and instead of doing what the 99.999% of kids currently in the same situation as you, they'll take it upon themselves to pick up. Or I'll say book, but to open up the internet and just type simple questions that can help you get to where you eventually got, right? Which is the option of emancipating yourself into the foster care system. The bravery that it took, and I'm just speaking from myself as a 14-year-old. You know, I didn't have the best upbringing either, but
Yeah.
but I did have two very, very
I was 16
strict.
when it officially went through.
How old?
16 when it officially was done. But
Yeah.
14, like you have to. It's a long process. If you don't know, it's like
Yeah.
6 to
But-
9
but-
to
but
12
to-
months.
But to do that on your own and commit to it,
It was expensive.
it was also expensive. Who helped you with that?
I mean, I just paid for it. I've worked since I was 14.
What
I've worked
kinda-
like 6
what
jobs.
kind of jobs?
I was a barista. So I
Mhm.
know how to make that kind of coffee, which is pretty cool. Just a nice little thing.
What was your first job? And
I
how
was-
old were you?
I was a barista. I was 13.
13, a barista.
Yeah.
Were you allowed to?
No.
So how'd you get
needed
in there?
money. They just paid me cash.
But was it like a mom and pop shop or?
Kind of. Like my mom worked in the building, but like she didn't work there. Like it was basically it was like a giant apartment building, and then there was like a shop and a little coffee shop called
Mhm.
Bluebird Beat Cafe. So I worked there as a little barista.
How did you convince the person in charge?
I mean, I don't know. I don't even know, honestly. Like I would like to say like I'm good with my words and witty, and I am a pretty good hard worker. So I guess I could have been persuasive, but who knows? Maybe they just really needed someone, and I happen to be somewhat okay at the job.
Tall enough to reach the
Yeah,
presser.
yeah.
All right. So as a barista, what else?
I was a barista, and then I have helped in a car dealership, but that was just because like I had to repay some debts for my car. So I worked like in a car dealership, helping detail and like helping the mechanic and stuff like that. Let's see what else. Let's run down the list. I was obviously a food runner and busboy at a restaurant. I worked there for 3 years.
So now you're 17 or 16.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Well, that's more from like 17 to 20, but I'm just running like backwards now.
Okay.
And then I basically like pitched tents and like blow up houses and stuff for a company and like brought them home and all that stuff. It was decent money. It was not bad.
What was the name of that company?
Oh, I gotta remember.
You never.
You know where the Fox Valley Mall is?
Yeah.
Yeah, right next to the Fox Valley Mall is where their HQ is, and like it was annoying going from there because most of our clients were in like St. Charles, Elgin, like north area, like north
Okay.
of there.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to remember what it was called. I
Reason-
only
reason
worked
I-
there for 4 months.
Yeah. The reason I ask is because obviously during smooth competition, we used to rent out the massive blow up houses
Mhm.
and obstacle courses.
Yep. We had all those
yeah,
in the
so
warehouse.
You know.
I'm trying to remember because I've worked a few jobs, and then I worked as an expo before, like an expedite in the kitchen.
What does that mean?
Basically, they're like the person between like the chefs handing you the food and then the people who bring out the food. So like I was in charge of like garnishing it, getting it ready to be brought to the table, all that good stuff. It was like a middle to higher end, but not super high end restaurant. And then what else is next? Let's see. I'm trying to remember. That's 5, but I worked 6 jobs.
Jesus, dude.
I'm trying to remember which one I'm missing. Oh, my grandma owns a company. That's what it was.
Okay.
I used to do shows with her all the time.
Shows.
Yeah, she owns a jewelry company.
Okay.
So like I would go to like her wholesale stuff and help her buy everything, whatever she needs, run her numbers. And then otherwise when she would go sell at wholesale shows or whatever, I would just be there working the register. I'm not like a big fan of like talking to people, but I will. If I don't really mind. But I do enjoy my numbers, so I just sat behind the register, ran the numbers for her. Here you go, here's what you made, here's what you lost, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Inventory.